Hey YouTubers, it's Danielle. Welcome to my channel. So for today, as you guys are expecting, I am going to be reviewing last week's episode of The Flash. Now, since it has been a while since I filmed a video like this where I am sitting face to face actually talking to the camera and not showing a bunch of photos, I just decided, you know what, I am going to do this because why not? And I am too lazy to put together a bunch of collages of photos together to make this video. So we're going to get into it. And if you guys are finding me for the first time, be sure to subscribe because I do new comic book videos every single week. Alright, so the first thing that I gotta mention that I loved, and this one is kind of an honorable mention, and it's an extremely honorable mention when it comes to Edwin Goust in this episode, just being a full-on hippie and referencing Professor X's floating wheelchair. I mean, when I heard that, I was like, did I hear this correctly? Did I hear Professor X floaty wheelchair? Did I hear that correctly? And then I watched back and I was like, I heard it correctly. And I was like, thank you, because I was waiting for them to reference X-Men stuff all season long, because this whole entire season of the Flash TV show just feels like the movie X-Men Apocalypse. And if you do not know what I'm talking about, just go watch X-Men Apocalypse. But spoiler alert, Apocalypse tries to transfer his consciousness into Professor X to take over every mind in the world. And that is what DeVoe is going to try to do to Barry in this season. I just feel it, okay? I literally just feel that that's going to be the case. That DeVoe is going to try to go full-on X-Men Apocalypse and transfer his consciousness into Barry in order to take control of every single thing in the city. He did it with Wally West in the comics, and it wasn't pretty. So for all of you getting annoyed with Iris for saying "We are the Flash," first of all, that was a straight up reference from the comics. It is a straight up Easter egg of DeVoe speaking through Wally West saying "We are the Flash." So therefore, complete Easter egg for this season. It is just a full freaking reference to X-Men Apocalypse this season, and that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Plus the fact that, you know, Edwin Goust said, oh, DeVoe, floating wheelchair, Professor X. I was like, wait a minute, this is a total Easter egg for the X-Men 90s animated series where Professor X had that super dope floating wheelchair. I mean, come on now. And I was just watching episodes of the X-Men 90s show today, just to get in the mood to film this video. So, thank you, DCTV, for finally referencing X-Men. Thank you. Okay, so the next thing we saw in this whole entire episode, we see Ralph and Harry, who were completely willing to do whatever it took to try and take down DeVoe, and Harry was totally getting addicted to that thinking cap. I mean, come on now. Everybody is saying this season, Harry Wells is the new Eobard Thawne. I'm like, I don't think they're going to go full-on evil Harry Wells. I mean, we already saw that in season 1 of the show with Harrison Wells being Eobard Thawne. I do not think they're going to make Harry Eobard Thawne. No freaking way. But you can see why people are starting to, say, Harry Wells is the new Eobard Thawne. And finally, an Easter egg that I do want to mention. I have to mention Ralph making a reference to Thor. Oh my god. Seriously, they're killing it this season with the Marvel Easter eggs. First, the Incredible Hulk, then Spider-Man, then X-Men, and now Thor. I mean, this is peanuts. Does DC and Marvel rivalry not exist in the DC TV? I mean, come on now. Like, seriously, in Deadpool, they were mentioning, they completely trashed the DC Extended Universe. So, I mean, come on now. Come on. I think that's just a way of saying we're still fans of Marvel, even though they completely trash us. But the fact is that it was kind of a reference to Thor, with Ralph forming his fist into like a hammer and Barry knocking him out with a bolt of lightning. It was literally a reference to Thor. And the last couple things we need to include here: Caitlyn's Killer Frost powers are completely gone because Melting Point got rid of Killer Frost, and we're not going to be seeing any evil Caitlyn. Yay! But I don't know if she's going to get her powers back. And if they do bring her powers back, I don't know how they're going to do it. But you know what? We'll see. We will see. And now, DeVoe completely transfers consciousness into Ralph, and now DeVoe can use Ralph's abilities to basically make himself the way how he looked before. He transferred his body into that, consciousness into that Dominic guy, so therefore, DeVoe's looking rather, healthy, you could say. So as far as, DeVoe's plan goes, he's literally gonna pull an X-Men Apocalypse, judging by, all these powers that he's absorbed over time, and you would think that his wife, the mechanic, she would be, eventually betraying him, but at this rate, I don't think she's gonna betray him anytime soon whatsoever. And they also revealed that Coffee Shop Girl's identity will be revealed in the finale, and I'm hoping and praying to God that's Dawn Allen and not some version of Bart Allen, because I want them to do full Bart Allen and stay really true to it and give Barry his grandson Bart. So that's basically all I have to say about last week's episode of The Flash. And I will be back next week with another video on the subject, because there is just way too much being covered with DC TV. 2 weeks ago with Arrow, we had an episode that was full on Batman Arkham Knight, where Batman got, injected with Scarecrow's fear toxin, had the Joker on his shoulder the whole entire game, just like how Oliver had, Adrian Chase sitting right there on his shoulder, cheering him on and basically telling him, you are a screw-up. So, that's all I have to say. Bye, everyone. Stay awesome and have an awesome life.